what's going on, everybody? Jonathan here with my co-host Dave from Mindset Monday. Appreciate you guys tuning in. As always, if you got something out of this, all I ask is that you share it with somebody that needs to hear it, tag them, share it on your page, whatever you need to do. Dave, how you doing, bud?
Jonathan, I am doing well, man. How are you, buddy? Good to see you.
I'm good. Had a very interesting weekend, man.
I saw.
So, yeah. So, guys, what I want to talk about today, mindset. It aligns with doing the hard stuff first and overcoming your fears, right? Controlling what previously you didn't think you could control. All right. And I'll include a funny personal story, and my wife will want to kill me. So we'll wrap everything into one. So Saturday morning, right? I get up early, play hockey. I leave hockey, I go to martial arts because I wanted to train with my kids. So I train there. After that, come home, I get the shower, and I was going to go and face one of my biggest fears. Before we get into that, I've always traveled. Always traveled since I was born, always gone on vacation. And somewhere along the line, flying became really uncomfortable for me. I think it was a couple flights I could tie back to spring break where, the return trip was absolutely miserable, tons of turbulence, thought I was going to die. And since then, I've had to self-medicate going on a plane. Okay, take that for how you want to take it. It's all accurate and true. All right. I don't remember the last plane ride I was on that I didn't have at least 2 dirty martinis before I stepped foot, and that's at least. Okay.
Brad, man.
Yeah. So like when I here's my goal when I get into the airport is to get so blasted that the minute I sit down, I fall asleep and I don't even feel takeoff. Okay. And I've gotten better with this over time. And I've flown private before, so private's a little choppier. So my wife for Christmas got me intro to, to flying and my first flight lesson. I'm like, you know what? Let me face this head on. I did. First 15 minutes were terrifying. Okay. White knuckled the whole time, just praying that this thing doesn't go down because on those smaller ones, you feel everything. And one of the coolest things was I'm in there and I'm hearing my instructor talk to another instructor, right? And I didn't realize this. It's a windy day. Okay. And windy day on a plane is like having a windy day on a boat. It's going to be really rough. The instructor's like, yeah, I'm done flying this. It's too choppy. That's the first thing I hear. So I'm like, all right, let me ship myself now. All right. Dead serious, dude. Dead serious. So he goes, yeah, it's going to be really rough. We're going to try to climb as high as we can, and hopefully it smooths out. So no worries. So I go into this, right? We're up, and the whole first 15 minutes, it's rough. I'm climbing. I'm controlling the plane. And you're using basically the steering wheel goes in and out and side to side, and then you got to use foot pedals. Okay? So you're using your whole body in this thing, and you can actually make the plane go you're going straight, but you could go like a 45-degree angle, which is sufficiently fucked up. Okay? And then all of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, I see this gold thing, okay, coming right at us. Literally, right at us. It zoomed by about a foot off the plane. It was a balloon. And I'm like, did you see that? He goes, I've never seen that before in my life. This is my instructor. The other rule that you're not supposed to break, okay, is don't go through the clouds. I went through 2 of them. Thank God, my instructor was great. And the last 15 minutes, I enjoyed it. I'm like, you know what? I got to sign up for this. But I felt much better after going through that. I faced my fear. Like my wife has a fear of snakes. Okay, and I'm going to wrap this into business in a second. Like petrified of snakes. I was on a plane going for business one time. She called me. She goes, you got to get home now. I'm like, what happened? She's watering the backyard garden and a snake popped out. I'm like, just go in the house. It'll leave you alone. All right? Big ordeal over that. But the reason this ties the business and how it ties the business is a lot of times as an entrepreneur, we put all this stuff on our plate and we pick the easy stuff. Or we do things that to avoid the hard things, right? Or we have to let somebody go and we're afraid to do it. but it'll really help the company culture. Or we're afraid to make that video, but that video can bring you in business. All right. Or we're afraid to go out and speak at an event, but that event will help you generate more business. So many times we let our fears control us. And I have not dialed this in by any means, but if I can do it and I can take that first step, you can too. Dave, you want to bring this home for us?
Yeah, man. Let me ask you this. Would you ever skydive? Is that next?
Man, I don't know. One step at a time, dude. One step at a time.
Not trying to put you in the spot there, you know.
No, cool. I'm good being in the spot. But, like the honest answer is, I don't fucking want to. I might.
You got it, man.
I'm sure I could do it. I'm sure I could jump out of the fucking plane. I don't know if I want to.
Let's go and say your grace, close your eyes, and just put one foot out and let it drop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good for you, man. Like, that had to be a hell of an experience because I saw, you know, some of your pictures, and, you know, that's a real kind of fear that people have, you know, and I see it, you know, not to throw Brad out in the spot, but he does the same thing when he travels, you know, and he'll be the first to admit it. He says it all the time. I'm a terrible traveler, you know, but that's a real fear, but you overcome that, you know. That's just sometimes a false reality that you play in your mind. You know, I used to be really afraid of spiders as a kid, and all the way probably until about 5 years ago, because I got bit in my lip riding my bike the one time and my face blew up. And that was a real fear that I had for a long time. And then you let a couple crawl on you, you get through the web, and then you kind of just overcome that, you know. And it took 30 some years to get over that, you know, where it's not that bad. Shit happens. You know what I mean? You're invading their territory accidentally. They're going to get you. But going back to business, you know, it's a big thing of fear that people have. And I think one of the biggest fears, and we've been talking about that more just in general, internally here, it's, you know, don't be perfect either. I think a lot of times when people are looking to get into business, they either become a success zombie by, you know, I want to read this, I want to read that, I need to know this, I need to know that. And then when you are in business, it's like, okay, well, if we have a system and a process and this that we got to duplicate, we got to perfect it. No, this has to go this certain way in order for us to do this next step. Instead of just, look, take your feet, dive your ass in, and make mistakes and learn from those mistakes and readjust and pivot and continue the process. You're always going to make mistakes, but at the same time, you're always going to have the ability to improve. And I think people cut themselves short on that shit all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're never going to, I learn by doing, right? Yeah. Most people learn by doing. Mm-hmm. All right. You got to do it. You got to get, you know, beat up a little bit so you can actually grow. And that's part of it, business and life. So I hope this helped you guys. I hope you found some level of humor in it. Please share it with someone that needs to hear it. Appreciate you guys. Dave, thanks for coming on.
You got it, brother.
All right, take care.
Thank you, guys.